So we all know what happened with Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. And the real question is there any way to salvage it? Now, before I continue forward, please note that I might hit into spoilers, so spoiler warning for anything related to the Arkhamverse, of anything from the Suicide Squad to Batman Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins, any of it. Because I don't know what I may hit on. So spoiler warning all around. Now, like I said, the question is there any way to salvage this product? Now, I'm gonna hit mainly on the story because, quite frankly, I haven't played the game, but I have watched the story and I have seen gameplay. But there's a difference when you see a game and when you play a game. We all know that. There's a different feel to it. So I'm not gonna be like the gameplay looks like I don't know. I hadn't played the game on that portion. Now, but I can't hit on story. I've seen the whole story. I know what happened, and I have my experiences, and I've seen people respond to the story. And just to give a quick background, I am a professional writer and a producer, mostly of movies, and my stuff is out there to be seen on products like Amazon, Tubi, and YouTube. So, what can be done with this story moving forward? I will start the next DLC uh, beyond the Joker, because the Joker DLC I'm assuming is pretty much set. But I will start the next DLC. Instead of exploring the multiverse, you have one of Brainiacs come in and they wipe the floor of the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad has no chance of defeating this Brainiac. And in fact, when you do the gameplay part, it's not more you trying to shoot this person down, but shoot other things out your way so you can try to escape this Brainiac before he kills you. Think a la the Dark Vader scene in Jedi Fallen Order, where you're trying to run away from the guy more than fight the guy. So they're trying to do that. And then come behold, they find an equipment that they're able to use because this world is basically gone. They cannot save this world. They're realizing this. So they find this device, and Lex is basically like use this device to travel back in time. But the only person that can save us is the Justice League. But they're gone. You can't grab them from another multiverse because Brennick has basically wiped all the multiverses out. You have to go back in time and see if you can save the Justice League. And this leads to an interesting premise because now you may have, let's say, Deadshot, who has a bone to pick with Green Lantern for some reason. You can have him now be forced to try to save Green Lantern and the play on that, how that makes him feel and stuff. You can have someone tell on Boomerang that he peed on Flash's corpse to Flash, and Flash can be like, dude, really? And they have a little banter back and forth about that, and then come to find out they can basically deal up their psychological gripes with the heroes while attempting to save the heroes. And us, and at least new different ventures. Not only are you saving them from, let's say, Brainiac attacks and stuff, but you might be saving them from other people who are trying to get rid of them. Maybe the Lex Luthor of the past, due to certain situations, now have a way of defeating Superman. He knows he can do it. You may have to save Superman from Lex Luthor, or you may have to save Green Lantern from the past Deathshot. Imagine if the present, future Deathshot had to save Green Lantern from his past Deathshot, who now got the upper hand for somehow for some odd reason, based on a domino effect or a butterfly effect, if you will. Then you can hit different stories to tell besides you fighting the same generic Brainiac creatures all the time. And yes, then there's the Brainiac stuff you have to tell. So you can have each DLC focus on saving a particular Justice League member one way or another. And the other thing that happens too is that you got to keep in mind these are still bad guys, which basically means the heroes won't believe anything they're saying. So you are you trying to save them? They're probably trying to arrest you. So you may have to fight the Justice League again, this time in a way where you can't kill them. And it may lead to interesting, ways of doing that part of the story. And that may help you because, truth be told, this game has maybe one or two DLCs left before no one's even touching it, based on how inflamed the internet is about this product and how many people are touching it right now. And people watching them touch it make them not want to touch it. So you got maybe one or two DLCs before you can do this. So you gotta make sure the DLC stories hit right, so people might want to be interested in seeing what else you may have in store down the line. Now, one other thing you need to do is make sure you do your research to the point where the audience trusts what you're saying and believes in the world. Because as a writer, I know full too well that once the audience's suspension of disbelief is gone, they're critiquing everything you say and everything you do because the world fell apart for them. So you have to make sure that you do your research. Like you have to know that the Green Lantern ring flies off upon death. And if you intentionally not having it fly off because of some type of story beat, then you need to make sure that somebody acknowledges that so they understand that you know what you're talking about, but something's off here. Like, for example, when they kill Green Lantern in the game itself, and the Lantern ring didn't fly off, somebody from the Suicide Squad should have noticed that, hey, this thing's about to fly off. And if they don't say that, then because you don't think they're smart enough to say that, but have a mind of war who would know that it should have flown off, saying that, like, hey, what you mean? The ring is still there. It should have flown off. Why did that not happen? So that way we know that you understand the way the world is supposed to work and you bring something new to the table. So people have an understanding of that. And this requires you to, know everything about the comic lore, but also about the Arkham verse lore, which is different than the comic lore that's being described. Because in the Arkham verse lore, although Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn were friends in this lore, they were never interested in each other. They were not lover type of capacity. They were just good friends. She just likes her. Keep in mind, this Harley Quinn never broke free from the Joker, so she never had an opportunity to form another relationship with someone like Poison Ivy. No, this Harley Quinn was with the Joker until the end, until he died. She was doing pregnancy tests and so forth. So she was madly in love with the Joker and all his abusive nature. You have to keep that in mind. Which Harley Quinn are you dealing with based on information? But these are just my initial thoughts on what you can do to give the game more life and not make the game remain, become a dead game within the next few months. So this will hopefully help reinvigorate the live service. And if it works well, then you can continue to provide more ways to update the product and to make the product more worthwhile and give it more quality of life features as it continues on. Because again, having to fight 12 more Brainiacs is not interesting. Don't seem like it's fun. Brainiac has always been a one-trick pony, which was why Brainiac was hard to write. Even though he's a popular character, he only has one goal usually. So that means you have to always write around his goals to make it more interesting. And so you gotta find ways to do that too. And this would be one of the ways I possibly do it by having to go back in the past, find other stuff to do, and make it interesting that way. And remember, if you like what you see here, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.